Sound Threads, a weekly show on music. Each show will contain 3 elements, all covered by Paul. First, he'll look at the world of music. Shows will typically cover some aspect of music and cover subjects such as the history of music, songwriting, the size of various genres, and music as a business and industry. Second, Paul will play a song and provide a bit of background on the how and why it was written. And finally, each show will include an episode of a story. The story is about a musician who goes from learning guitar and on to fame and fortune. So first today, the world of music part of the show, and keep it right here for a song and also this week's episode about Freddie Spaghetti. Thanks for joining us on Sound Threads.
Hi, it's Paul Ryan. Today I'd like to discuss a phenomenon I call players and poets. It's about how people create their music, their songs. Let's say, for example, you like one particular musician who writes their own material. Do they follow the exact same blueprint as another musician who writes their own material? No, I don't think so. To me, the people that create great music fall into one of 2 classifications. They are either a naturally born person who hears the music first, I'll call those players, or they're a naturally born lyricist or wordsmith first. I'll call those people poets. Each person will create music in their own unique way. And it's those who are able to master both who create great songs, in my opinion. I believe that it boils down to what skills are you born with versus what skills you need to learn. Talk a bit about poets. They would be songwriters by their nature. They're wordsmiths. They write lyrics first. That's where the spark is. They write the music around the words. Poets would be Bob Dylan, Gord Lightfoot. These would be good examples. They probably, in most cases, would write the lyrics first. However, as time progresses, they got equally good at the music side. Players, these people would hear the music in their head and write words around that. Again, there are many great players who have become equally good at lyrics. In terms of learning the other craft, if you listen to Freddie Mercury, a musician and player first, I think, as time went on, the lyrics got more and more sophisticated. One of the great songs for me ever written was Love of My Life. It's a masterpiece in combining lyrics and music glued together as one. As well as players and poets, there is a third group, collaborators, of course. This third option, there might be 2 or maybe more people. They join together to create the song. One is probably a player or a musician first, the other a poet or lyricist first. Look at Bernie Taupin and Elton John, Lennon and McCartney, Rodgers and Hammerstein. Hammerstein, for example, was considered a lyrical powerhouse. Over the next couple of weeks, I'll look at writing songs from a couple of perspectives. Next week, I'm going to look at Brian Wilson of the Beach Boys. The week after, I will look at one of the greatest and most prolific songwriters ever, Dolly Parton.
That was an interesting look at the world of music, right? Okay, now it's time for one of Paul's songs. Paul, over to you.
Today's featured song is called The Trade. Some of you may have heard the name Robert Johnson or seen the old movie, Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? Part of the mythology and folklore of the Mississippi River Delta is that Johnson sold his soul to the devil to play the guitar. I wrote The Trade to follow up on that theme, and I used a different protagonist, a guy named Dan Finn, and he suffers the exact same fate as Johnson did. But what I did in this song for the Trade is use a 12-string guitar. I thought that gave it that eerie feeling, kind of a bluesy feel to it. So I used the 12-string throughout the song.
Was a night down on the delta, all God's creatures ran through the shadows and far away. They felt the chill of a demon's breath so scattered many miles, praying to live another day. A man walked along a path eyes fixed and all alone. A guitar slung behind his back, the night cut to his bones. Who needs a soul day and thin thought kicking up the pace? At midnight he'd make the trade. Seemed just like a perfect plan to Daniel's state of mind. Just wait and hear me play. The crossroads stood before him now, peeking from in between the trees. Hey, you Johnsons, he laughed, you ain't got nothing on me. Beside a tree, straight ahead, sat a bent and feeble man. Seemed like someone Daniel knew. I'm looking for the hoodoo trade, came Daniel's nervous words. It's one the devil must approve. The man stood up, cast an empty, hollow gaze. His black, piercing eyes flashing hellfire, and yet Dan stayed. Take my hand, said the man, now looking 10 feet tall. Dan complied, waiting for a sting. I've taken what I need from you, and now you have your trade. Funny Daniel thought, didn't feel a thing. Come with me now, beckoned Satan with a grin. That night in the woods was the last on earth for young Dan Finn. Daniel cried and argued, for his gift would go unused, crying, hey, we had a deal. But he knew those pleas were hopeless and he'd never get to play. His fate forever sealed. Conned and fooled, his special dream denied. No way back, he was trapped till the end of time.
Today begins something brand new in the show. Beginning this week and continuing in all future shows will be a segment titled The Musical Life of Freddie Spaghetti. Yes, that's true, The Musical Life of Freddie Spaghetti. Each week we'll have a segment or a chapter in this fictional story. The story is centered around a musician named Freddie and his career in music. And each week's account might be long or short, depending upon what's transpiring in Freddie's life. I hope you'll join me each week for the latest installment of The Musical Life of Freddie Spaghetti. Here are some of the main characters in the story. Fred Barton Jr., a.k.a. Freddie Spaghetti. He's our main protagonist in the story. He's a songwriter, guitarist, and performer. Nancy Barton, Freddie's mom. Fred Barton Sr., his dad. Zoe Barton is Freddie's younger sister. And Brittany Sawchuk, or Britt, is Freddie's girlfriend and later on his wife. Bob Hackett. Bob's a musician, Freddie's mentor, and he's also a friend. Noel Syndergaard. He's a bass player in Freddie's band. Jeannie Hooks, a singer in Freddie's band. Rob Delroy, he's an agent, A&R manager at Delta Records. Adam Jankowski, or Janks, well, he's Freddie's buddy since youth. And Sam Winter. Sam owns the Crooked Fret music shop in Freddie's town. He's also Britt's uncle.
On behalf of Paul and Ryan Tunes, thank you for listening to this week's Sound Threads. Please check us out next week for another round of Sound Threads.